Hey guys, we are back with some more New Jersey Devils franchise mode, and in this one, we will be starting up the Year 2 regular season, and I've already sent out the scouts so we can get right into the simulation. Don't need to worry about any of that. I've already edited. Actually, I did edit the lines in between recordings, and it wasn't any of the 5-on-5 lines, but I did edit the power play lines. Jack Hughes is now with Simmons and Hall because he adds that +3 to the line chemistry, whereas Hischier only has the +1, and then when you have Hischier on the line with Bratt and Gusev, he actually has that +1, whereas with Hughes it had a 0. So we're going to try that. And as for penalty kill, Nico is now on the first line with Zach Smith and Subban and Severson because Zajac has the same effect as Nico does on that second line penalty kill unit. He adds that +5. So now Zajac will be playing like an 84 overall, and Miles Wood will be playing like an 87 overall. Will Butcher will be playing like an 89 overall, and then Tanev like an 88. That second line penalty kill is going to be pretty much on par with what we have on the first line penalty kill with Nico, PK, Severson, and then, of course, Zach Smith is the odd man out there, but still, you get the point. Our penalty kill lines are very balanced now, at least in terms of the 4-man penalty kill. And I'm going to favor Mackenzie Blackwood for right now because he still has that starter potential, whereas Leonard, he's 29, Blackwood's 23. Want to give Blackwood the day one start. And good. Okay, good. Blake Coleman is back up to an 80 overall. So maybe with a little bit of boost from playing with Nico and Palmieri, he'll get back up to an 82 in no time. Remember, he was at a 77 before. Really not a whole lot of breathing room at the moment. I was looking around the NHL just to see if there was any second line left wings that we could pick up, and there's really not. And besides, if we did, then we would kind of be pushing the cap, and I do want to have some breathing room just in case going to the trade deadline. So we're going to take this lineup into day one of the regular season against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we're going to see what happens in the first month of the regular season. And as soon as we finish with October, then I will go and reassign the scouts, because what I'm doing is I generally like to scout 3 players at a time, and that usually, at least with the scouts that we currently have, takes about a month. So we'll go month by month, and then we will reassign the scouts after the simulation is over for the current month. So Dakota Mermis is out with a sore shoulder until October 18th. We'll just replace player. Okay, so I just stopped the simulation to put Mermis back in, and oh my goodness, Kirill Zhamnov. 6 assists in 5 games so far in the AHL. He is looking phenomenal. We're going to leave him down there for a little bit longer because our defensive core is kind of set in the NHL at the moment, but he's looking really good because he adds that +5 with that line chemistry. He's simulating like an 83 overall down here. Okay, so we are on November 1st. Let's take a look at the stats briefly. We are currently 5-5-1. Could be doing better, could be doing worse, I guess. So PK Subban with 11 points in 11 games. Gusev and Hischier with 10. Bratt, Hall with 8. Coleman with 6. He's still on 80 overall, but luckily he's gotten his role back up to a third-line score. Palmieri 6 points. Hughes 6 points. Simmons 5. Severson 5. A lot of depth scoring here. Smith with 5. Zaka with 5. Wood with 4. Butcher with 4. Zajac with 3. Smith with 3. Yeah, at least he's got that top 6 role. Okay, so he's at least ready for the NHL. We know that much. Mueller with 2. Tanev with 1, and that is about it. So everyone has at least 1 point. For faceoffs, Zach Smith has a 56.4, even though he's only taken 78. Zaka has a 53.8. Hischier has a 53.2, and Zajac has a 51.8. And then Hughes, unfortunately, has a 44.6. Again, we're going to leave him at center for right now. I want him to develop as a center, but in the future, if he still can't get his face-off percentage up there, then we may have to consider moving him to wing. Hits, we have Palmieri, Tanev, Subban, Severson, Coleman, Wood, Simmons, Mueller, Hall, Zaka, all above a hit per game. Butcher with 10, Smith with 8, Zajac with 7, Nico with 7, Bratt with 6, Gusev with 6, Hughes with 4, Ty Smith with 3. Takeaways to giveaways, Hischier and Hall. Figures they are our best defensive players with an 18-7 and a 16-7. 9-5, Zach Smith. 8-9 for Kyle Palmieri. Will Butcher with 8-6. He is phenomenal so far. 7-9 for Blake Coleman. It's 7-4 for Bratt. 7-11 for Tanev. 6-7 for Zajac. 6-9 for Subban. 5-6 for Gusev. 4-1 for Simmons. 4-11 for Mueller. 4-2 for Zaka. 2-10 for Miles Wood. That is unfortunate. 2-4 for Jack Hughes. 1-3 for Smith. And 0-12 for Severson. And in goal, we have Robin Leonard with a .921 save percentage. There you go. And Mackenzie Blackwood looks like he's unfortunately only gotten a few games there. .906 save percentage in 3 games. So the simulation is favoring Leonard over Blackwood, and that kind of makes sense given that Leonard has the better save percentage at the moment with a .921. So I'll just let the simulation roll with it. And as far as team stats go, let's see our goals for. We are at a 3.27 currently, so we're actually second in our division. We definitely have no shortage of goals for so far in the entire GM mode, and we're actually the second best in our division for goals against with a 2.82. So we're far away from Pittsburgh, who's in first with a 2.25, but we're still second. So every other team in our division is apparently horrible defensively, compared to us at least. For the power play, oh man, the power play is just nowhere to be found. 12.5. And then the penalty kill, okay, the penalty kill is better. So we do need to change the power play, unfortunately, it looks like, but everything else is pretty solid. So for some reason, there's something that's not clicking about this power play. Let's check all the point men. Damon Severson with no power play points so far. Kyle Palmieri, let's see, he has 0 power play points so far. Man. Will Butcher has 1. He has a power play goal. And Subban has 1. Wow. Okay, yeah. Definitely need to shake something up here. We're going to get Severson with Palmieri and then Butcher with Subban. And then we'll switch Butcher and Subban. And then what else do I want to do? Let's check the forwards. Bratt has 1 power play assist. Nico, he has no power play points. Wow. Gusev, he has 1 power play point, and it's an assist. So this unit, I'm guessing, has produced a total of 1 power play goal so far. What about Hall and Hughes and Simmons? 1 power play point for Hall. My goodness. Hughes, 1 power play point, and it's not a goal. Simmons, no power play points at all. Okay, yeah, that is a brutal power play. So we're going to hope that switching up the defensemen can do something for the power play. And let's get into some more simulating. We'll go 1 more month. Miles Wood has been injured with a wrist sprain until November 29th. That is unfortunate. We're going to have to replace him as he is a part of that third line that adds that +3 line chemistry. And unfortunately, that might be destroyed here. As yes, it is. Unfortunately. Well, actually, if we get Palmieri down there, it keeps that +3. So I think that's what we're going to work with for right now. Bratt, Zaka, and Palmieri. But who would go up to that second line? Would it be Simmons? I guess so. So for right now, we are going to fill in Joey Anderson on the 4th line. We're going to have to deal with that 0 on the 4th line for right now. And Simmons on the 2nd line with Heischer and Coleman. Definitely going to hurt our chemistry a little bit. But we're going to have to push through it here. And Miles Wood is back, so we're getting him back in the lineup instead of Joey Anderson. Put him back on the 3rd line. Palmieri back on the 2nd. And that should get everything back to the way it was. I'm just going to check the power play, though. All right, so Bratt has 3 power play points now, so that's a good sign. Nico with 2. All right, so it's being a little bit more productive. We'll leave it alone for right now. I'm just going to make sure that the penalty kill... Yeah, okay, Miles Wood is back on the penalty kill. Oh, boy. All right, so we're at the end of November now, and we are 11-12-2. That is just not good. Not good for a contender status team. Something needs to change here. I have a feeling. So we're going to check out the team stats, and we're going to see what's going wrong. I think it's going to be the power play that we have to change up here. So goals for per game, we'll start out with that. We're at a 3.2, no concern there. But now goals against per game, we're also at a 3.2, and we're at the bottom of the division, along with the Rangers. All right, so now at least the power play is clicking, but we've given up a lot defensively now. And we're now at an 80.5 penalty kill. So, defense, the problem here, clearly. Either defense or goaltending, one or the other. Or both, maybe. Who knows? So, Subban with 25 points, earning that $9 million. Hischier with 22, Gusev with 21, Hall with 19, Palmieri with 17, Coleman and Hughes with 16. So, Coleman having a good bounce back year. Bratt with 14, Simmons with 12, Butcher with 11, Severson with 11, Zacha with 10, Ty Smith with 8, Zach Smith with 7, Zajac with 5, Wood with 4, Anderson with 3, Mueller with 3, Tanev with 2, Shots, Gusev of course taking a lot with 80, 67 for Hall, 60 for Subban, 58 for Palmieri, 56 for Hischier, 53 for Bratt, Severson with 44, Coleman with 42, Simmons with 41, Hughes with 41, Butcher with 40, Zacha with 37, Zajac with 35, Smith with 24, Tanev with 24, Mueller with 23, the other Smith, Ty Smith with 22, and he has the least on the team. Well, actually, Wood has the least with 20, and then, of course, Anderson, who hasn't played the full season, with 5. Face-off-wise, Zacha with 56.3, Zajac with 55.3, Nico with a 54%, Zach Smith with a 51.8%, and then Jack Hughes with a 45%. Hits, we have Palmieri, Subban, Severson, Simmons, Coleman, Tanev, Smith, Hall, Mueller. I believe Wood is over a hit per game as well. Yeah, he's over a hit per game because he's only played 16. But yeah, all those guys, at least a hit per game. Blocks, Butcher, Severson, Subban, Smith, Tanev, Mueller. Of course, all the defensemen. And then Nico leads forwards in blocks with 7. Now, takeaways to giveaways. Hall, Hischier doing amazing. Palmieri is okay. Coleman could be doing a bit better. Zajac could be a bit better. Butcher is doing good. For a defenseman, Ty Smith, or Zach Smith is could be a bit better. Bratt is even. Gusev could be doing a bit better. Subban could be doing much better, but he is getting a point per game right now, so I can't complain too much about that. Chris Tanev, 9-19, 8-30 for Mirko Mueller. That's rough. 8-5 for Zacha, 8-10 for Hughes, 7-1 for Simmons. He's been doing fantastic so far with not giving the puck away. In 25 games, only one giveaway. My goodness. Severson with the 7-29, 7-3 for Anderson, 4-11 for Miles Wood, 2-9 for Ty Smith, and that'll do it for that. Any fights so far? Nope. Okay. And for goaltenders, Robin Leonard with a 909, and Mackenzie Blackwood continues to struggle, unfortunately, with that 899 save percentage in 9 games. That's a bit concerning. That is a bit concerning. All right, so good news. Boqvist is growing very slowly. He's up to his 77 now. So I think maybe this will be his last full year, I think, in the AHL. And if he can make the jump up to the NHL next year as an 80 overall, we'll be all set for Boqvist. Now, as far as Zhamnov, oh man, 15 points in 22 games. That is pretty solid. Pretty solid with Kirill Zhamnov there in the AHL. He should be in the NHL next year as well. But nonetheless, I think we're going to end it off here as far as the simulation goes, because we are just struggling for whatever reason. And I think part of that, I think part of it could be a lack of physicality on defense. And that would make sense given that we have quite a few offensive defensemen in Ty Smith, Will Butcher. So let's see. Yep, Ty Smith only with 8 hits. Butcher only with 17. Mueller only with 23. I really expect more out of Mueller physically. Tanev with 37. Severson with 38. Subban with 49. So these three aren't a concern at the moment. Tanev, Severson, and Subban, they're doing fine. I'm concerned about Mueller, though. We could definitely upgrade Mueller, because he's got that 8 takeaways to 30 giveaways. That is brutal. And then he's just not getting enough physicality to justify it. So I think we should definitely try to upgrade Mirko Mueller to get a better partner for Damon Severson. And as far as Ty Smith goes, we're not going to be moving him out, obviously. He's got that high top 4 potential. We want to grow him, so he's going to be staying on the roster. And as far as Will Butcher goes, he's got 4 goals, 7 assists. He's doing just fine at the moment, and his turnover ratio is actually very good, 12-18. So yeah, I think we need to upgrade Mueller for sure. And as far as goaltenders go, I just don't know what to say about especially about Mackenzie Blackwood, that 899 in 9 games. He keeps growing. See, it's a weird situation because his overall keeps going up as far as, the jump from last season to this season, but he keeps having just awful save percentages. So we're definitely going to roll with Leonard for right now. I do want to hold on to Blackwood for the time being, but if we go another year or so with with him having below 900 save percentages, then we might end up having to trade him. So for right now, we're going to keep this goaltender tandem, but we definitely need to upgrade Marco Mueller on the left side on that second pair with Damon Severson. So we're going to check the trade block to see if there are any defensemen who would fit that. So right off the bat with Anaheim, there is Josh Manson and Cam Fowler. Now I would rather have Manson, to be honest, I think, because Manson, I believe, is physical. Is he not? Yeah, he's really physical. The 49 hits there. I believe that would tie Subban for first in on our team as far as our defensive core goes. Now, Cam Fowler, he's more of an offensive guy, is he not? Yeah. 14 hits and then 19 points. So he's got the points, but I think I would rather have Manson. You know what? Manson, I don't think we have to look too much further, to be honest, because Manson, I mean, he is a right-handed shot, but that doesn't really matter. I don't think that matters too much, does it? He's got to be at the top of the list. I mean, obviously, he's one of the only ones we've seen so far, other than Fowler, but he's got to be up there as the number one choice so far. There is Hjalmarsson, but he's 33 years of age. I would rather not take another aging vet, whereas someone like Manson, he's 29. At least you got a few more years out of him. So I'm going to say no to Hjalmarsson. Demers, he's another aging vet. He's right-handed, 82 overall. I would much rather have Manson. There's also Goligoski, but again, a veteran, 35, making a lot of money, only for 1 year, but still, I'd rather have the 29-year-old in Manson. No one on Boston, Buffalo, no one. Calgary, there's Braun, but too old, making too much money. And as far as Carolina, you have Jordan Stahl, not looking for a center. Chicago, no one. Colorado, you have Ian Cole. I would definitely prefer Josh Manson. Columbus, no one. Dallas, Harley. Detroit, no one. Edmonton, Ennis. Florida, no one I'm interested in at the moment. LA, no one. Minnesota, there's Spurgeon. He's already 31. He's a right-handed defenseman. He's got a long-term contract as well. That takes him to he's 35, I believe. What's he like physically? I'd rather have Manson. Much rather have Manson. Montreal, nope. Nashville, nope. Islanders, nope. Rangers, nope. Ottawa, there's Jake Muzzin from Ottawa. That's a lot of trade value, though. What's he like physically? I'm pretty sure he throws the body quite a bit. Yeah, he does, but I'd rather have Manson. Philly, there's Cam York available on the block for some reason. Pittsburgh, no one. San Jose, there's Vlasic, not taking that contract at all. St. Louis, no one. Tampa, there's Point. Foote, no. Toronto, no. Vancouver, no one. Vegas, no one. And Washington, there's Alexiev, but he's not quite developed, and I'm looking for an NHL-ready defenseman. Winnipeg, no one, and we're back to Anaheim. So there's really no contest here. It's got to be Josh Manson. Now, the question is, what would we give up for him? Now, the thing we could do here that we couldn't do in past games is just find trade, and we will simply go to Anaheim, and we will select Josh Manson. And what do you want for him, Anaheim? So Anaheim wants our first for, I believe that is this year, for Josh Manson. And that's the only trade that they could come up with. I don't think we do that, but at least we know what they're looking for. They're looking for draft picks. They're looking for potentially young players. So I don't think I'm going to make this trade now. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to make this trade with the first rounder, but we'll edit the trade just to get a feel of what they want. But it's clear that they want a young player back or a pick. Now they're 15-9-4, so they're in a good position to win right now. But they want to give up Manson, and they want picks. So what if I gave up a third, and let's say, they don't want any rookie skaters, or at least none that I would be willing to give up. who's matching their block. Mostly NHL players. And then, for some reason, Colby Sissons. Okay, so this is... Yeah, I'm going to end it here. Let me know, what should we give up for Josh Manson? Because I'm really liking the way that Josh Manson looks physically. He can put up the points when necessary. He's got a good contract. And we definitely need to upgrade from Mueller. So I think we could probably send Mueller the other way as well. Because we don't really need him. Go nuts in the comments. Let me know what we should give up. Or if we should give up anything for Josh Manson. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we continue year number 2 and potentially make the trade for Josh Manson. See you guys then.